9. Thank Tommy's putting in his order for Jack O'Keefe. I want chicken at 9 o'clock.
You got caught on air saying it.
Now, we're over to Derek now, who's in Kildare getting a lesson on how to help Ireland's injured wildlife.
Yes, he's been at the Kildare Wildlife Rescue all morning taking a look at the great work they do, which means we're going to get a few minutes
Derek,
there.
how are you getting on?
Yes, good morning to you and welcome down here to Kildare Wildlife Rescue. Dan Danaher is with us. Where's that name from, Danaher?
Munster Evan.
Oh, just out the road here
just out the road,
in Kildare. Anyway, Dan, tell us about the Wildlife Rescue Centre here itself.
Yeah, so we're based just outside Kildare town. We've been open just 2 years now. So Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre look after native Irish wildlife and we get them back out into the wild.
How many animals and birds have you got here at the moment?
At the moment we have 80 between pigeons, swans, hedgehogs, foxes, badgers, otters, and we'll have about 500 probably in the next couple of weeks as well.
I suppose you're into breeding season at the moment, and you were telling me a lot of animals and birds get orphaned, right?
Yeah, so this is orphan season, which is the busiest season for wildlife rehabilitators, and that's when birds and animals are breeding. And there's a lot of human impact, so that's why we get those animals in.
Now, there's a big focus on the 3 R's. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so rescue, rehabilitate and return them back to the wild. We're not a sanctuary or a zoo, so we don't keep animals here permanently. Our main goal is to put them back out into the wild.
Now, in terms of the rescue then, you do have a rescue team on the ground?
Yeah, we've a fantastic team of 120 volunteers in all different roles within the organisation, and they go out, rescue, rehabilitate and then release them back.
In terms of rehabilitation then, you work very closely with the veterinary practice here in Grey Abbey.
Yeah, we're really in a unique position to be able to work with Grey Abbey Veterinary Hospital just beside us, and they look after all our wildlife patients here.
Now, when you are releasing them then, what's involved in that?
Yeah, so all our animals, as much as possible, go back to where they come from. So if they've come from Dublin, they need to go back to Dublin because that's their territory and their natural place.
When you are, I suppose, a place like this wouldn't happen without the volunteers. You have a lot of volunteers here behind the scenes.
Only for the volunteers, this place wouldn't be able to run, yeah. The whole organisation is run on volunteers, and we're really lucky to have them.
I mean, I've met some volunteers here this morning from Canada, all the way from Ontario.
Yeah, we see international volunteers. We have volunteers from Portugal, Spain, England as well. So, yeah, all over to come to make Kildare Wildlife Rescue work.
Fundraising, where do you get your money from?
Mainly from public and fundraising, so that's where the main amount of money comes from, but we could do it with more support to be able to keep going.
I mean, when you're talking about the amount of money it takes to get a place like this up and running and keep it going, like what are we talking in terms of figures?
Yeah, last year was 85,000 to run the rescue, so this year there'll be a bigger demand on us, so it's going to really increase, so hopefully we can get more supporters on board to help us.
All right, well, we're going to pop in here now to the triage and treatment room, and we're going to say hello to the local veterinary Dr. Fiona Grant. Good morning to you.
Morning, Derek.
Fiona, tell us about your work here in the practice.
Yeah, so I work in Grey Abbey Vets as a small animal vet, treating the dogs and cats and pets of Kildare. Then a lot of the wildlife as well.
Okay, so when you're not working in the practice full time, you give your spare time to the rescue centre.
Yeah, come up here and help do the veterinary work here.
Yeah,
treat the animals and give them the treatment that they need.
Now tell us, who have we got down here? Oh, Fiona.
This is a little orphaned fox cub. She was found in a garden in Dublin. No mother, no other family around, so she was taken into care and she's been...
And you were telling me you don't really give them names because you don't want to develop that kind of personal bond with them. You just like to keep them wild, right?
Exactly, like the whole purpose is for them to go back to the wild and not for us to get attached to them.
So let's do an examination here this morning. What are we looking at first?
So we're going to look at everything kind of head to toe. We'll have a little look at our face, have a little look at these eyes. They're only open about a week.
What age would this cub be now?
Oh, she'd be about 3 weeks old, maybe.
Okay, so what would you feed her normally, Fiona?
So she was on puppy milk for the first little while. Now she's getting a mixture of puppy milk mixed with kind of weaning puppy food. And she started to take that by herself now, so she's not being bottle fed anymore.
Dental health there, you were looking at her teeth, really important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They need their teeth to be nice and healthy for the wild. Catching their own food and eating their own food, and hers are developing nicely. Checking then for things like parasites, you know, they can get fleas, mites, that kind of thing, but everything looks really, really good here.
So obviously a full examination. When did she start eating meat then?
She started about 3 or 4 days ago, kind of eating it by herself, and then we'll slowly wean her off. So she's getting a mixture of meat and milk. We'll slowly wean her off the milk to just have then the kind of the puppy meat and water.
And how long would you keep the cub for then?
So she'll be here until she's old enough to be released. You know, she'll turn into kind of a juvenile. We'll get lots of others at that point, so they'll all kind of go to soft release together, and then back out into the wild.
Okay, and she's in very safe hands here. I believe you're up and down to Tipperary all the time.
Yeah, so I'm living in Tipperary, drive up here every day.
Okay, and a big shout out to Mum and Dad down in Templemore.
Yeah. Hi, Mummy and Daddy.
Hi, Mammy and Daddy. You have to give them a mention, of course.
Absolutely.
And you do great work here. And thank you so much for chatting to us here
you very
this
much.
morning, Fiona. Dan, before we let you go, as we mentioned, this place wouldn't happen without the volunteers. You need lots of money. Where can people find out more
Yeah,
online?
so that people can check us out on kwr.ie and all our social medias on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, and you have fundraiser days all the time as well.
We do. We have fundraiser days. We have a Patreon account as well, so that's a monthly. If people subscribe for it monthly, then they can help us then continue, and that's a predictable income, and that helps us then plan for the future.
All right, thank you so much to you this morning, Dan, to Fiona as well, our local vet. We'll be chasing a duck, I believe. It's a robo duck, just in a few moments' time. For me and all the crew here at County Kildare. He's back in his box already. He is. Back to you in the studio.
Little fox.
Class.
So cute.
Well done. Thank you very much, Derek, and the amazing work that they're doing down
Absolutely.
in Kildare Wildlife Rescue. And of course, if you do want to get involved and help out, kwr.ie. Lots more still to come here on the final hour of crime journalist Nicola Tallant is going to talk podcasting, cold cases and criminals.
We're getting the root of our hair problems. Yeah, I've
Can't
already
look at ours.
had a look in my scalp.
Show it there, Alan, show the top.
I'm telling you.
No one wants to see my real hair colour, and we'll see you for that and more after the break on Ireland AM.